Hi, my name's Bradley Birkholz, and I'm an LGBT plus YouTuber. A lot of people these days think that coming out is a pretty easy process and not really that much of a big deal anymore, but for me, as somebody who grew up in an evangelical, conservative, Republican household in America, it was not very easy at all. When you grow up in the church, especially a very kind of spiritual and mystic church like the one I grew up in, you're taught that homosexual feelings are actually temptations from the devil, and sometimes you're even told that demonic forces are trying to possess you or are possessing you, and they're the result of these feelings of attraction. That is very anxiety-inducing and stressful to think of as a concept in general, and when you're a kid, you don't really know any better, so that's just something that you sort of believe off the cuff. So when I was growing up, I did believe that any feelings I had towards guys was sin, and I believed that it was the devil trying to influence me, and I would always pray that God would change me. I prayed so hard to try to pray the gay way, and it didn't work. No matter how much I prayed, no matter how much I went to church, no matter how much I tried to find myself attracted to women, it just didn't work, and I found that I was still attracted to men. The feelings were still there. Eventually, I moved from rural conservative California to the UK, where I found a community of LGBT plus individuals, some of which who were also religious, and they told me it was fine to be gay, and that God was happy with me being gay, and that God didn't really have a problem with it. I reached a point where I decided to come out and be comfortable with who I was, and my family didn't take it very well. And as a result of that, I am no longer religious, because I did feel rejected by the church. But I also know now that it is absolutely acceptable to be religious and to be LGBT+. I don't think you should ever have to change yourself to fit into what society wants, what an establishment wants, or what God wants. You are valid exactly the way that you are, and you should be yourself and be happy with who you are and love yourself, despite what a religious leader might be telling you. Despite the differences of belief that I have with my family, we now have a very good relationship, and we're at a point where even though they have the religious beliefs that they have and the feelings that they still have about homosexuality, we're still able to have a loving relationship. And so if you're afraid of getting rejected by your church or rejected by your family, just know that those relationships can persist if they are worth fighting for, and that you can still have those relationships even if you have a different worldview. There are so many communities out there that are ready to accept you. A lot of those communities are churches. There's so many religious organizations that are LGBT plus affirming, and there's so many places that you can go to be free and live your best life. Just know that there are places out there that are ready to accept you and love you for who you are. And I encourage you to seek those places out like I did. Thank you so much for watching, and don't ever change.